Buenos días, padres de Veranda Meadows. Good morning, parents of Veranda Meadows. I am with the lovely instructional coach, Abuela Navarrete. Good morning, Abuela.
Good morning, Mrs. Gutierrez. Like she said, my name is Abuela Navarrete. Buenos días, padres. Mi nombre es Abuela Navarrete y soy la academic coach de Veranda Meadows, and I am your academic coach at Veranda Meadows.
So, Abuela, Coach Navarrete, what is it that you do at Veranda Meadows? What do you love to do at Veranda Meadows as an instructional coach?
Well, mainly, I know this year is a little different, but coming into the classrooms to make observations or coming in to co-teach a lesson with teachers, that was my favorite part of my job. We're still trying to find ways to do the same thing with the remote instruction. Buenos días, mi parte favorita de mi trabajo como academic coach es, este año es un poquito diferente, pero el año pasado era venir a los salones, poder hacer observaciones y venir y pues dar la clase junto con los maestros con alguna técnica que quieren practicar o explorar.
Y tu trabajo, Coach Navarrete, es muy importante, ¿verdad? Porque tú estás allí apoyando a los maestros con las lecciones, dándoles ideas de cómo enseñar durante este tiempo tan... es un desafío, ¿verdad? Es un tiempo con muchos desafíos y tú estás allí para apoyarlos y por eso estoy muy agradecida que te tenemos aquí en el equipo. Yeah, no, definitely. One of your roles, Coach Navarrete, I've said this to you, but I will say it to families too. Her role is extremely important as an instructional coach because she's here to support teachers. She provides ideas, lessons, and you know she does it with a smile on her face, and she's very passionate about what she does. So I'm very happy to have her, for me, to join her team. So what story do you have for us, Coach Navarrete?
The story I'll be reading today is called Mango, Abuela, and Me. La historia que voy a compartir con ustedes es Mango, la abuela y yo.
Okay, awesome. I am ready, and Mr. Hawk is also ready to listen. Boys and girls, make sure you're listening to Coach Navarrete reading Mango, Abuela, and Me.
And it was written by Meg Medina and illustrated by Angela Dominguez. She comes to us in winter, leaving behind her sunny house that rested between two snaky rivers. Her old place was too much for just one, Mommy tells me as we make room in my dresser for her clothes. And too far away for us to help, Papi adds. Abuela belongs with us now, Mia. But I still feel shy when I meet this faraway grandmother. Ping, pan, boom. Papi unfolds Abuela's bed and slides it right next to mine. You will get to know each other, he says. But when I show Abuela my new book, she can't unlock the English words. We can only look at the pictures and watch Edmund race on his wheel. Then just before we turn out the light, she pulls two things tucked inside the satin pocket of her suitcase. A feather, una pluma, from a wild parrot that roosted in her mango trees, and a snapshot, una fotografía, of a young man with papi smiles. Tu abuelo, she says, climbing into bed. Snuggled in my pajamas, I smell flowers in her hair, sugar and cinnamon baked into her skin. That night, I dream of a red bird circling in the sky. The rest of winter, while Mommy and Papi are at work, Abuela waits for me to get home from school. Then we bundle up in thick socks and handmade sweaters to walk to the park and toss bread to the sparrows. My Espanol is not good enough to tell her the things an abuela should know, like how I am the very best in art and how I can run as fast as the boys. And her English is too poquito to tell me all the stories I want to know about Abuelo and the rivers that run right outside of their door. With our mouths as empty as our bread baskets, we walk back home and watch TV. Abuela and I can't understand each other, I whisper to Mommy. Things will get better, Mommy says. Remember how I was with Kim? Kim is my best friend at school. When she was new, our whole class helped her teach her English words. Now Miss Wilson sometimes has to say, please be quiet, girls. Others are working. After school the next day, while Abuela and I are making meat pies for our snack, I pretended I am Miss Wilson. Dough, I say, pointing to the ball. Abuela says, dough, masa, and rolls it flat. Masa, I say. She drops a spoonful of meat in place. Carne. Carne, I say. Meat. Pasas. Raisins. Aceite. Oil. Then I remember the word cards we taped in our classroom to help Kim. So while Abuela fries our empanadas, I put up word cards too, until everything is covered, even Edmund. Soon we are playing Oye y Di, hear and say, all around the house. But that night, she still calls my pillow a palo, and she says Edmund is a gangster. We'll keep practicing, I whisper. But the next day I cannot practice with Abuela after all. Edmund has run out of his favorite seeds, so Mommy and I have to ride the bus downtown to buy more. Sometimes there are kittens sleeping in the pet shop window. But when we arrive this time, something even better is behind the glass. Look, I say. The window has become a jungle filled with birds. And right in the middle is a parrot staring at us with black bean eyes. I press my nose to the glass, thinking of the red feather Abuela gave me. Let's buy him, I tell Mommy. But Mia, you already have Edmund, Mommy says. Oh, not for me, I said. For Abuela, like the parrot that lived in her mango trees. He can keep her company when I'm at school. When we bring him home to Abuela, she says, un loro, a parrot. We name him Mango because his wings are green, orange, and gold, like the fruit. During the day, Abuela teaches him how to give beaky kisses and to bob his head when she sings Los Pollitos to him. Buenas tardes, Mango, Abuela says, opening his cage door when I get home from school. Good afternoon, I say, and give him a seat. Soon Mango calls to me even before we open his cage. Buenas tardes, he says when I open the door. Good afternoon. Abuela, Mango and I practice new words every day. My Espanol gets faster, and Abuela and Mango learn the days of the week, all the months of the year, and the names of coins. How did he learn all that? Papi asks when he showed him all that Mango can do. Abuela winks at me and gives Mango a piece of banana, peel and all. Practice, she says. Before long, Abuela asked me how to say harder things too. so she can talk with the neighbors who stop by. Has the mailman come? It is chilly today. Can I get some cookies and lemonade? Soon, when friends stop by to see Mango's latest tricks, they can understand everything Abuela says. Best of all, now when Abuela and I are lying next to each other in our beds, our mouths are full of things to say. I tell her about my buen dia and show her my best pintura of Mango. Abuela reads my favorite book with only a little help, and she tells me new stories about Abuelo, who could dive for river stones with a single breath and weave a roof out of palms. I draw pictures for her. She still misses their old house, she says, but now only a little bit. Mango listens to us from his perch until my eyes grow heavy. Hasta mañana, Abuela, I say. Abuela kisses me goodnight, Mia. Hasta mañana. Good night, Mango calls. And soon we all fall asleep. And that is the end of Mango, Abuela, and me.
Such a lovely story, Coach Navarrete.
Yes.
What was your favorite part of the story, or why did you share this story with families?
Well, I share this story because being in the classroom, I know there's a lot of our students, even though they're not in our DI program, that they have this where their grandparents speak Spanish, but they don't speak Spanish themselves. But they always make it a goal to try and have those communications with their relatives that are not English speakers and so forth. So I feel like a lot of our families could relate to this story because that is our cases.
I agree with you, Coach Navarrete. One of the ways that I connected to this story as you were reading it is the impact that I'm seeing as a school principal, and some families feeling a little timid in terms of asking for translation from the teacher. But the cool thing about Parent Square, right, is that if they text the teacher something, it translates their message in Spanish in English. And we also have a lot of support at school. We have, me, the secretary, Miss Georgina, Mrs. Chaides. There's a lot of people here that are bilingual that could help you with translating anything. And of course, I'll say this in Spanish now that I'm thinking about it. El impacto, Coach Navarrete, ¿por qué escogió usted este cuento?
Pues una de las razones que escogí este cuento porque muchos de nuestros estudiantes, ¿verdad? Ellos, aunque no están en nuestro programa de doble inmersión, ellos tienen familiares que hablan el español o otro idioma, pero sus familiares no hablan el inglés. Pero de cualquier forma hacen el intento para comunicarse con sus familiares, ¿verdad? Entonces, es una historia muy bonita porque pues muestra a la abuelita y la niña como tienen tanto que contarse, pero hay esa barrera del idioma, ¿verdad? Pero encuentran la forma de poder comunicarse poco a poco.
Sí, muchas gracias. Y me gustó mucho este cuento, Coach Navarrete, porque para mí lo que he notado mucho es que muchas familias a lo mejor están un poquito tímidos o tienen pena en preguntar o pedir ayuda. Pero les quiero asegurar de que me tienen a mí, tienen a Miss Georgina, a Mrs. Chaides, a las secretarias de la oficina. Todos queremos apoyarles. Si en el momento que ustedes necesitan ayuda con traducir, estamos aquí para apoyarlos, y los maestros también. Aunque a lo mejor ellos no puedan hablar el inglés, ellos tienen el corazón para ayudar a sus hijos y quieren ayudar a sus hijos, ¿verdad? Es muy importante de pedir la ayuda. Y la otra cosa también que compartí es que la aplicación Parent Square, cuando ustedes escriben algo en español, la aplicación Parent Square lo puede traducir a inglés. Ustedes mandan el mensaje en español, pero si yo soy una maestra que necesito leerlo en inglés, puedo leer, recibo el mensaje en inglés. Es una aplicación muy poderosa, pero hay que usarla, ¿verdad? Hay que hacerle pregunta a los maestros diario. Y muchas gracias, Coach Navarrete, por este cuento. Me gustó mucho. La verdad que nunca lo he escuchado y estaba muy bonito el mensaje.
No, excelente. Pues me dio mucho gusto poder compartir con usted y con las familias de Brando Meadows esta historia.
Sí, y vamos a hacer un cuento cada día, familias, digo, cada semana. El propósito es de leer a alguien diferente de la escuela. Van a estar leyendo un cuento a sus hijos. Es importante de tratar de leer por lo menos 20 minutos cada día. Hay un impacto muy grande cuando hacemos eso. Families, so the goal is to read 20 minutes every day. And the other school goal that I have is that I will be having other guests, teachers, a secretary, a custodian. They're all going to pitch in doing this Read Aloud campaign for Baranda Meadows. So, Coach Navarrete, I really appreciate this story. Very beautiful story, very beautiful message. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me this space to share the story with our families at Brando Meadows.
Yay! And like we say every single day, go Hawks! Thank you.
Bye.